Okay, welcome back to my video number 2. Sorry it's been so long. Well, it's been 8 months actually. I was stuck away for about 19 weeks for work in New Zealand, and anyway, I've been back and done some modifications, and I thought I'd just share them with you guys. So the tank's going super well. The biggest change I've made is these lights on the top. I've got 4 AI Prime HDs. I used to have 3 on brackets, but I didn't like the brackets, so I've made this light plenum, and you can see up here I've made these printed covers that cover over the cables. Also there are the mounting feet for the Prime itself, and then there is this post pole holder at the top, I guess we call it, and a pole holder at the bottom. The center cable cover, and this one actually slips up the holder, and underneath are the electrical connections, and that'll come back down, and underneath here are bezels where they go into the holes that I cut out to make it quite nice. So now the light doesn't shine in your face when you're sitting on the side, and it's a much tidier, nicer fitting. So that was our biggest modification that we've made. Now down in the sump, we've got a new skimmer, and the skimmer, we've made a modification to this in that we've made this blue ring that sits on top of the skimmer lip that holds the high level shut-off and alarm. There's also the fuse light, made a diffuser so that the light just only goes down where I want it to go and not spread through the entire sump. I've added the doser, and one of the biggest things we've added is the auto water changer. Now it's one that does the seawater in, seawater out, and then also the RO water top up, auto aqua. Now they have the siphon breaks that you put in the lines there, so that you don't siphon back. But what I've done, in addition to that, is just brought the pipes in and dropped them into a tube. That way, as long as this point here is higher than the drum that you're sucking water from, it's impossible to siphon back because it's an air gap between here and the water. So that is an absolute fail-safe. It works perfectly. So that's the biggest change we've done. In the tank we've added a few bits, some zinnias. Got a beautiful clam the other day, and it's doing very well. And a starfish. The starfish is doing well. I've printed out this little feeding basket, which sits into one of the fish holes. And there's the hawkfish. That was tiny when we got it. It was only about this big. Now he's turned into a big boy. And down in the electrical end, a few changes here. Obviously the auto aqua. Now what I've also done with the auto aqua is I've hooked it into the sump high level float switch. So if the sump high level float switch goes off, it will also cut the power to the auto aqua and stop it filling up anymore. And this is the new alarm panel I've made, an upgrade from last time. So now we have high skimmer, and if the skimmer goes off on high, it cuts the power off to the skimmer. If the sump high goes off, it cuts off the power to the auto aqua. If the low goes off, or any of these, it'll just make a buzzing noise. Now the biggest thing we've done is added a silence button with a timer. So if you have an alarm go off and if you're topping up the RO water container and you fill it up a bit too much and the alarm goes off, you don't have to worry about taking a bit of water out to stop the alarm. You just press the silence button and that will silence the alarm for about 1 hour, which gives the water level enough time to be used and go down. It saves you having to turn the alarm off. And if you ever turn the alarm off, you want to make sure you turn it back on. But in this instance you don't, you can leave it on and just hit the silence button. These were the AI Prime transformer holders that were for the lights on the top. So I've got to take those out, but we printed those up and you can see they've actually got a cable guide as well. Somewhere to neatly tidy up the cable. So yeah, she's all working very well. Now we're going to go around to the other side of this wall, which is where we have the top-up containers. So there's the seawater container. I've got to top it up this afternoon because there's only 30 litres left in it, but it's 120 litres. I got that from People in Plastic and it's superb, rotor moulded. And the other one is a 60 litre drum for the RO water. So I top up the seawater with a hose from a big drum out the back, and you can see there's the hose coming from the pump, and there's a float switch and a vent line. The RO water has a float switch in it, which is connected to this hose. So when I need to top this up, I just take the hose from my RO desalinator, plug it in there, and that'll just naturally fill up until it stops on the float switch. And if there is a problem with the float switch, about 1 inch above the float switch is another switch that will go off to say there's a high water alarm. So those are working very well. We're pretty happy with all that. So everything's going very well with the Cade 1500 S2, and until we make some more modifications, I'll post a video number 3. So thanks guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.